Yeah. H-Town, Texas. Wood grain gripping, candy paint dripping. Class with Skeul. This one for the men, not the boys. David had courage, Joseph had discipline. Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. Class with Skeul. Real men ain't measured by the women they attract. Real men measured by the weight they carry on their back. David had courage, Joseph had discipline, Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. A king ain't a king cause a crown on his head. A king because his principles ain't dead. I was riding through the city thinking about the old days, back when men were judged by actions, not by what they say. David in the pasture, watching sheep every day. Before he touched the throne, he learned responsibility his way. Lion came running, David stood his ground. Bear came hunting, David put him down. Then came Goliath, whole army gathered round. One stone changed history when the giant hit the ground. Women sang songs, his reputation grew, but it wasn't his looks, it was what he would do. Protecting his people when the danger came through. That's the type of man that the scriptures point to. See, courage ain't talking, courage is action. Standing on your purpose when fear brings distraction. Most men want respect but avoid the transaction. David paid the price and received the satisfaction. David had courage, Joseph had discipline, Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. Real men ain't measured by the women they attract. Real men measured by the weight they carry on their back. Now Joseph was clean, scriptures say he looked good. Young man blessed, doing everything he should. Potiphar's wife saw him standing where he stood, tried to tempt him every day like the enemy would. Nobody watching, nobody would've known. Could've chased pleasure while he was all alone. Instead he said no, kept his spirit strong. Got accused, got jailed, got done wrong. But prison wasn't prison when the Lord had a plan. Years later Pharaoh needed help from a man. Dreams got interpreted, famine got banned. Now Joseph running Egypt with authority in hand. See, discipline different from what the world teach. Everybody want results, nobody wanna preach. The character matters when temptation in reach. Joseph's whole life is a lesson to teach. David had courage, Joseph had discipline, Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. Real men ain't measured by the women they attract. Real men measured by the weight they carry on their back. Now let's talk Solomon, wisdom on another level. Kings cross deserts just to hear him settle. Questions of the earth, mysteries of the heavens. Knowledge so deep, it was looking supernatural. Gold in Jerusalem, silver everywhere. Queen of Sheba traveled just to see if it was there. Walked inside the kingdom, stood and stared. Said half wasn't told, couldn't even compare. But wisdom got a lesson hidden in the story. A man can have power, a man can have glory. A man can have riches and worldwide notoriety, still lose direction if he lose authority. That's why success alone ain't enough. Money get heavy and the road get rough. Without self-control, every king gets crushed. Solomon teaches even giants turn to dust. David had courage, Joseph had discipline, Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. Real men ain't measured by the women they attract. Real men measured by the weight they carry on their back. Then Boaz stepped in, different from the rest. Not famous for battles, not known for conquest, not famous for riches though the man was blessed. But he treated people right, and that's what made him best. Ruth had lost everything, future looked dim. Most would've overlooked the past right by them. when life got in. He protected her honor, made sure she could eat. Worked with his hands, stayed humble in the street. Didn't chase attention, didn't brag on his feet. His reputation traveled before they would meet. See, character different from image and fame. Character remain when nobody know your name. That's why Boaz still remembered today, because integrity never fades away. So if you ask me what made these women choose, it wasn't smooth talk, it wasn't fancy shoes, it wasn't money, it wasn't social views. It was purpose, conviction, and values. They refused to lose. David had courage, Joseph had discipline, Solomon had wisdom, Boaz had commitment. And that's the lesson. A man of substance leaves footprints after he gone. H-time, H-time. Class with skill. Lesson over H.